Hey, happy Valentine's Day. I just wanted to take this opportunity to remind you that relationships are more than just sex. And I know what you might be thinking, that if you're caught up in the screen and you keep going back to the screen for porn, your relationship might be in the dumpster. And that has everything to do with porn, whether you know it or not. So today on Valentine's Day, I encourage you to have a framework shift so that you can rewire your relationship and to think about your relationship in the context of pleasure, which of course sex is part of the pleasure piece, that is surrounding dopamine, happiness, which is longer lasting and more fulfilling through serotonin, and oxytocin, which is for connection. Now, here's a true story, and it's way too good not to share. So this is why I'm here, is that last night, I'm in my second new house for the short run, and I see the hubs rolling up the front steps in. He pulled up, he drives a two-door car. And so I see him, he has a dozen roses and a huge balloon that gets detached from the string and floats away into outer space. And in this house, the front door is glass. So I see his expression in the roses and the balloon floating away simultaneously. And it was so hysterical. I know it's not funny in the retail. That's how funny things are, right? So this huge balloon is floating away and he's befuddled and dumbfounded. I am cracking up. I call for my kids, who are all now teenagers. The ones that were home come running, watching this huge balloon float into outer space. And he's like, "Happy Valentine's Day." And I said, the floating away of the balloon was totally worth the balloon's expense. He's like, "It was expensive. It was this huge balloon." The moment and the memory of the balloon floating away is funnier to build connection and happiness. And yes, some smaller amounts of pleasure than porn for sure, but just so funny and a funny moment of connection. And then he bought me a dozen roses, which ended up being 11 because one of them got smashed in his car door. And he joked that it's a story of his life with me, 11 roses and a balloon string. And of course, I'm not upset that there's not 12 and there's no balloon, because that's the beauty of the way that we have rewired our relationship for pleasure, happiness, and connection. The most awesome Valentine's Day, totally. So I hope you can go for that, because relationships are one of the fundamental things in our life that give us pleasure, happiness, and connection. Porn can't ever replace that. Don't kid yourself that it can. It is a distorted way that you're trying to replace the intimacy and the love and all the wonderfulness that can be found in your relationship when you let porn go. So I hope you become recommitted and inspired on this here Valentine's Day. And if you haven't got your honey something, go get something for them, even if it's small, even if it's missing, and even if it floats away. The memory together will be irreplaceable. All right, happy Valentine's Day. And remember, control your brain or it'll control you.